I never anybody, but I got something to do with that. I got the streets on my back, carry it like I'm moving the. I told him the hunter, like he trying to move it up. It was like 11 in the morning, skipping school, that's a truancy about it. I made me some rats in the morning, I had me up by the morning, I had me some breaks by the morning, I had a sis by the morning, I got on a meat, no pneumonia, the rats keep me up on the podium, I had a in my shoulder, you got a picture.
You got a picture me, send me calling, ready for war like Korea, headlining shows out in Poland, you should be cleaning my mansion. My peasant's disgusting. Why don't you act like a Hoffman and go get to Dustin? Yeah.
Thank you, Coach. EA Sports coverage of the NFL brings us to Oakland, California. Nothing like the fanfare of introductions to an NFL game, and that was in evidence a moment ago. Fireworks, pyrotechnics, you name it. This crowd is ready as their guys get set to match up between the Cincinnati Bengals and the Oakland Raiders. It's the first weekend of autumn, and the NFL is in full swing as off we go on EA Sports. Here's a carry now for Keith Marshall. And not a whole lot doing there as he'll get it up to about the 28-yard line. A gain of 3, second down.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
Here's 2nd and 7 now from the 28. To throw on 2nd down is Darnold. To the right side and complete to Njoku. And they'll take him down at the 31-yard line. 4 yards on the completion, and it sets up a 3rd down.
They've got good playmakers on the offensive side of the ball. I don't know what happened last week to really hurt their performance and hold down their production, but I would dare say that this week in practice, there's a lot of talk about how they're going to increase their proficiency.
And that was a good start getting the playmakers involved. You mentioned that to me pregame. That's what they did there.
Yeah, I think a lot of people think the coaching staff really gets on them, and that's how they motivate them. Most of these guys are self-motivated. They have a lot of pride in their performance.
Now a 3rd down throw, but it misses the target, incomplete. Out is Rigoberto Sanchez on 4th down to punt this thing. Only 2 punts for him last week in the loss as he gets this one away. This is brought in at the 21. 12 yards on the return that time. And the Raiders will take over now 1st and 10. So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33.
Barney! Detroit! Watching now, Barney! Over!
Check. And they'll try the ground game here with the running back. And he'll lose yardage. Brought down at the 32. That's going to go as a loss of 2, and it'll be 2nd down.
Nice play right there to stop him behind the line, but I want to see how this defense continues to play him here in the first half.
Yeah, we know. You know better than I. He has the ability to take over a game, so what do?
Yeah, I think you have to make sure that you bottle him in at varying levels, because if you crowd everyone to the line of scrimmage, if he breaks through, it's nothing but room to run.
So the opening play of the drive goes backwards. Now they'll come up on 2nd and 12.
Leopard! Over!
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll be tackled just past the 35 at the 36. It'll be a gain of 5, and it's going to bring up a 3rd and about 7 left.
A quick burst there, and he nicely bit off a pretty decent gain.
Here's a play fake as they set up to throw. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked off at the 46. And the return across midfield into the 46-yard line. And he may want to track down that football because that's interception number 1 on his career.
You're saying that's going into the trophy case?
I'd put it there.
Yeah, no doubt about it. That's when you ask the equipment guys to make sure they hold it for you after the game. But if you play in the back 7 on defense, that's part of your job, finding ways to take the ball away from the other team.
After the interception, here's Darnold. And he gets it inside the 35 and just shy of the 30. That one good for 15, and the Bengals get a 1st down.
I don't care who you put on him. He's going to be a handful in one-on-one throws.
Yeah, right now, you're right. They're in man-to-man. Maybe needs some safety help.
I would say that'd be a good idea. Double team him somehow. I'm going to have to make someone else beat me rather than let him shred my defense.
Now Marshall. Gave a glimpse of his quick feet, but not a whole lot of space down at the 30. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, Those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
On second down, Darnold buying time to his left, and he'll be brought down at the 27-yard line. He'll wind up with positive yardage. It's a gain of 3, but now it's third down. They got to get it to the 21 here on third down. And Darnold just beating the play clock. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down.
They just gave up a sack there, and if I'm not mistaken, they gave up 4 last week, didn't they?
Yes, and just looking really porous, aren't they?
They really are, and I'm wondering if I'm going to have to start thinking about keeping the tight end in, maybe a back, someone to help assist, because right now, the quarterback's been getting hit a lot in the last couple of games.
That's running out of steam, and it won't get there. He left it just short, no good, and this will remain a scoreless game.
Well, this winds up an empty possession. Everything looked okay. He just never got the ball on target. And knowing him, he'll be disappointed with that effort.
And now Oakland ready to take the field. That opening drive ended with the INT. It didn't lead to points, but still not the way they were hoping to begin the game.
But how about going and telling your defense, thank you, a huge thank you. You said it didn't lead to points, stalled off that drive. Now they've got a chance to redeem themselves and maybe reward their defense a little bit by putting some points on the board on this one.
And he's going to bowl his way forward to the 48. Now after the running play, we've got a man down on the field. We'll take a break and get a report from Oakland after this.
Watch him now, Barney! Barney! Back 99 Philly, here we go!
And now some motion before the snap. And this will be our first penalty of the night's proceedings. They were looking good on second down, but now they're backed up 5 yards by the false start, and it's 2nd and 8.
Watch him now, Barney! Barney!
And they'll run it here. And that play going absolutely nowhere as he's belted before he could get out of the backfield. It'll go as a loss of a yard, and it'll set up third down. So a 3rd and 9 and 6 defensive backs out there in the dime.
Patrolling the passing lanes.
The play action fake. They'll look to throw. Blitz coming, and down he goes. Jordan Evans coming in to drop him for a loss of 8, and it'll be 4th down.
Now, we talk about players blitzing all the time. I often laugh and sometimes call it just straight-ahead pursuit. What a running start right back to the backfield for him.
Yeah, it really didn't give anybody a chance to get up there and stop him.
No, I mean, that's really, really difficult. You're asking a whole lot anyway, but when he gets that kind of a start and comes through clean, oftentimes the advantage definitely goes to the defensive player.
And here's Marshall. Fights forward for only about a yard up to the 21.
One thing to keep in mind, partner, especially in the second half, when you've got a running back of this size, of these dimensions, I can just tell you, attrition does set in for a defense because you're excited about hitting him in the first half. Maybe not so much in the second half, and some of these shorter gains turn into bigger runs later.
Alongside Charles Davis, Brandon Gaudin, and it's the Bengals with a football to begin quarter number 2. They've got a 2nd and 9 to start things out. Second and 9 now from the 21. Here's Darnold now on 2nd down. And he can't get rid of it. He's taken down. Oh, and after the sack, he's still down on the field. We'll take a break and get a report from Oakland after this. Now it's the backup, Hackenberg. He's going to flip one out here to his running back. And they'll bring him down here right around the 17-yard line. Call it a gain of 3. And that's going to make it 4th down. Now here's Rigoberto Sanchez, standing just outside his own goal line. He steps into this one, and this is a rocket. And did they keep it in? They did. They kept it in. It's down close to the goal line at the 1-yard line. So out come the Raiders. And this is their 3rd drive. Right now, maybe not about points, just about getting something. They haven't gotten a first down yet in this game.
It's a mental barrier you don't think about until you go a couple of drives without getting a first down. Then all of a sudden it looms big. It gets harder and harder to actually attain that first down.
Detroit!
And on the ground they go with the running back. And now where are they going to mark him here? Well, they say he did get back to the 1-yard line, but that could have easily been 2 points the other way. To throw now in his own end zone. Sideline throw, it's complete. And a nice job there of keeping the toes in bounds. 6 yards is the pickup, and that'll lead to a 3rd down.
Detroit! All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56. Watch him now, Barney.
Now they'll run it on the toss. And he will lose yardage here back to his own 6. That'll make it 4th down after a loss of 1.
Not the result they were looking for there on 3rd down. They end up taking a loss on the play. The only person happy now, the punter, gets to go out there and show Mom that he gets to play in the game.
Cincinnati now ready to take the field. And 3 and out on the last drive. No points on the scoreboard. A little soul-searching now?
I would say so, and they need to help out their defense a little bit. They've had to be on the field a lot more than normal, put them in some tough spots. But what's the old adage? When you get another chance, it gives you a better chance to do it right.
Good starting field position for them here as they come up 1st and 10. This is Marshall. And he'll lose yardage here. Back at the 47. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be 2nd down.
I know when I was a kid, I always got real excited when I saw those lateral-type runs. But the best backs that made it happen, they put a foot in the ground and just go. That didn't happen there. That play got swallowed up.
A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11. And nowhere really to go there. He'll take this up just shy of midfield. Give him 2 on that run, and they're still left looking at a 3rd and about 9 to go. A shotgun snap for Darnold. Under pressure here, and down he goes. Sacked back at about the 43-yard line.
I think you saw the same thing that I did there, partner. Remember, he's their backup quarterback, so the last thing they need is to lose another one right here on the sack. Looks like he's going to be okay, though.
Yeah, he looked like he was favoring something in the left leg. Appears to be fine now, but you're right. That O-line, they got to protect it. And that'll hit in the end zone. Much too much leg there. That'll be a touchback. The Raiders offense now, they trot back out. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means you're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule. What they're looking for now is a little more consistency. Move the ball at least a few times on offense. Get a couple of first downs, and hopefully flip the field.
Yeah, just something to build off of. That's what they're looking for here. They go play action here on first down. Out left to Shaheen. And he's got it past the 30 before he's hit and dropped. Solid way to start the drive. 13 yards, picking up the first.
I got a kick out of that one, partner. You and I talk often about trying to hide receivers in certain situations. But a guy of his size, can't really hide him. But the tight end drag route, definitely an effective way to sneak him across the formation for an easy completion and a first down.
Well, they don't need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning. Let's see if they do it anyway. And they'll go on the ground. And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. Making the play defensively, Carl Lawson. Two minutes remain in a scoreless first half. We'll come back to Oakland after this. Now he'll look to throw here on 2nd and 10. And a quick throw here, that's complete. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. He's got his first catch here before halftime, and it goes for a first down. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll lose yardage here. Back at the 47. And now the Bengal defense here calling a timeout as they'll talk things over. To this upcoming 2nd down play. of the gun. They'll look to throw. The Bengal pressure gets him that time. Down he goes. Carl Lawson in there to bring him down for a loss of 7.
2 sacks last week. Another one right here. He's been unblockable lately, and I think that goes all the way back to not just his offseason, but the film study he's been doing during the week, because I think he's found matchups that he likes, and he's capitalizing.
And a few times he's even defeated double teams. He doesn't care at this point.
Watch it now, Barney! Barney! Check it out, hot!
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. Dancing to his left. He's going to run, but he's got a long way to go. And he coughed it up. And the Bengals have recovered it.
Let's be frank. You hate the fumble at the end of the play. But prior to that, I liked a lot of what was going on. Tucks it down, takes off, picks up good yardage. But in that portion of the field, that close to the sideline,
step out.
Yeah, either get down or get out of bounds. Take care of the ball.
Yeah, he had the yards, but then the mistake. They've got good starting field position as they come up here 1st and 10. So following the fumble recovery, here's Darnold. Throw left side, complete to Ross. And all the way in for a Cincinnati score. A big play there. His 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Bengals strike quickly here for 6 points. Extra point was hooking, but he does make it through. And it's now a 7-0 game. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. The Raiders offense now, they trot back out. And what do you think goes on here in this situation? If you got the football, you're trailing, you're back in your own territory with just a little time. Do you try something?
You're thinking about jump-starting your team, right? You just mentioned it. They're down. They're trying to get back into the game. But you got to figure, if something goes wrong, you may have put yourself in a spot where you may not.
It's caught inside the 25. And now we won't see a play on 1st down. We're going to get a timeout instead as they get it right at the 32nd mark of this first half. If there was one area that the coach emphasized in our pregame meeting, it was red zone offense.
In a sense, I got from it, and I think you did as well. They weren't real happy with how they were executing previously, so they put a lot of time and effort into it because getting points is paramount. Doesn't matter what you do otherwise, don't leave the red zone without putting points on the board.
7 yards, the pickup on the pitch and catch. The Bengals going to use the 2nd of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 18 seconds to go in the first half.
I always laugh when people say, what's the toughest route to defend? And I'm like, any of them, especially if it's a good receiver. That makes things very difficult. But when you're running a drag route, something short, shallow, going through defenders, using guys almost as screens in order to get open, that makes things tough for guys trying to get to the football.
Now they'll throw here out of the gun. Now the pressure gets there, and he goes down just inside the 20 at the 19. And a stoppage here, a timeout before this 3rd down play takes place, as they'll stop it with 14 seconds to go in this first half. In need of a conversion on 3rd down. They had the big play to start the drive. Not much sense.
We got three, fellas. We got 3. All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56. Watch it now, Barney. Detroit.
They're going to look to throw. Over the middle into traffic, and that's complete. And brought down, but not before they get it inside the 10 to the 7. Now a timeout. 7 seconds left in the first half. A chance now to get even before the break as they come up first and goal. And now we'll get a late timeout as it comes in the waning moments of quarter number 2. A chance now to get even before the break as they come up first and goal. They just do get the playoff as he'll look to throw. And that is caught. Touchdown, Raiders. In for the score. And the Raiders, they're within an extra point of tying this thing up. So they just do get the touchdown in before halftime, and now a PAT will tie it.
So what we're saying is one team is going to be really excited right now. How about the other side, though? Will they be deflated? Or will they go ahead and gather themselves, regroup at halftime, and come back out because we had an even half?
Yeah, we did. We'll see. Should be a good second half, that's for sure. Then he'll take this across the 25, couple extra yards, up to the 27-yard line. So thanks to the late touchdown, it's a tie ball game here heading to break. As we'll send you eastward to Orlando. Standing by with that EA Sports halftime report now is Jonathan Coachman. Take it away, Coach. Set and ready to go for the second half. One touchdown apiece, 7-7 our score. And nice work on the return as they'll start their drive just past the 30-yard line. Out comes the Raiders offense. They'll go on offense first to start quarter number 3. They have a chance to break our tie here as we get a look at the first drive of quarter 3.
And it's such a tone setter, isn't it? Because both sides trying to seize momentum to begin the half. What do they have dialed up that'll give them an advantage to move the ball downfield?
Let's find out what they have dialed up. And it's been like this all night long. Nowhere to run as they stop him behind the line. He'll wind up losing a yard on the play, and that'll bring up a 2nd and 11. After the loss to start out, here's 2nd and 11.
Gun! All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56.
Back to throw. He's going to loft one deep left side here. And this will be caught at the 30. And he takes this all the way inside the Cincy 20. A big play that time for the Raiders. 52 yards.
Well, partner, I'm not sure how this drive's going to end, but how about the way they flip field position there? A nice attacking play that picked up a heck of a chunk of yardage.
A real field flipper there as all of a sudden they've got a first down in the red zone.
Watch it now, Barney. Watch it now, Barney.
And they'll go with the ground attack here. And he's going to fight his way forward here for a modest gain. Brought down by the cornerback, William Jackson.
Tough first half for him, unable to put up the numbers he's used to producing. But with a guy like him, you and I both know it just takes a couple of explosive touches for him to make an impact on this game and on the stat sheet as well.
Detroit! Now let's go! 3-19!
And they'll go ground game here to the tailback. And he's able to work it here to the 8-yard line. 7 yards on the pickup there, and now they've got it first and goal.
Sometimes with the running game, you've just got to stick with it. Look, it's the third quarter, no time to panic. But that also doesn't mean you just do it the same way you've been doing it the entire ball game. Maybe change up some blocking assignments or run a few different plays, but stay with the overall essence of the running game.
Back to throw here. And it'll be intercepted. Picked off by Darquez Denard. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. First possession of the third quarter, an interception, so maybe a second-half tone setter.
Indeed, and not the tone they wanted to set. That's the equivalent of running out the wrong door and running into your pool instead of running out onto the field. A real dud for that one.
Has that happened to you before?
No, but I've heard stories about teams actually doing that back in the good old days.
On first down, it's Darnold. Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Ross. No gain there on the completion. 2nd and 10.
Well, that was a simple throw and catch, but even with that completion, 0 yards gained, so they're behind schedule on down and distance.
I think they were hoping to get it to him. He could make a man or two miss, but that window closed quickly. Had the completed pass, but for no gain, stopped right at the line, so it's 2nd and 10. They'll run it now out of the gun. Up past the 25 to the 26, a gain of 5.
Frustrating for a defense, energizing for an offense. Finding a way to create that type of yardage in your running game, that'll make the guys carrying the ball very, very happy.
And the Bengals on third down. Not good. 0 for 4 thus far. This is 3rd and 4.
Detroit! 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 Detroit!
And that'll be accepted, of course, and that moves him back 5. Instead of a 3rd and 4, now they have to manage a 3rd and 9 after the delay of game. Out of the shotgun, here's Darnold. Got a man, it's Ross, complete. And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35. 18 yards on that one, and the Bengals are moving. First down. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. They'll run it now out of the gun. And this play will be blown up. He'll lose yardage back at the 38. It's a loss of a yard there, and now 2nd down.
He has elite instincts from his linebacker spot. He's able to diagnose the run and flies in like a missile to stop that one behind the line of scrimmage.
And before this 2nd down play, we'll get a whistle, a signal, and a timeout. It's just their first, so 2 remaining as they burn one here in this 3rd quarter. Now it's Darnold. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete. A pretty good coverage there, and both of these defenses, they've had good coverage throughout this one.
No doubt about it, and in today's NFL, where we're used to a bit more scoring, this feels almost like a well-pitched game in baseball on both sides where the tension continues to build. Who's going to make the big play?
And the Bengals on 3rd down. Just 1 for 5 to this point. This is 3rd and 11. They'll fake the handoff. Now Darnold. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked off at the 45. And he's able to get it back to the 41-yard line.
Well, the timing is everything on a route like this. He tried to drive that football into a tight spot. And if you're a little early or a little late, chances are there's going to be someone there. And sure enough, this one's going the other way.
And they'll try the ground game here with the running back. And the lane closes up quickly as he'll get about 3 down to the 38. Now, they struggled to get him rolling on the ground in the first half, and that's sort of continuing here in the third quarter.
Yeah, but I don't think it's time to abandon the running game. I would say keep feeding the horse, and I believe he'll eventually reward them, especially as we get deeper in the game.
And they'll run it here. And it's been like this all night long. Nowhere to run as they stop him behind the line. That'll be a loss of a yard, and it leads to a 3rd down.
I like the strategy. Extra tight ends, extra beef. They want to run the football, but that means they probably want to run it inside. If you get strung out on the perimeter, you're in peril.
Yeah, we saw the result, negative yardage. First down marker at the 31. It's 3rd down. They'll set up a throw. And he fires one, but incomplete.
Had an open man that time, but ended up putting a little too much heat on it, don't you think, partner?
Absolutely. Just needed a touch more air under it. Instead, he fired an absolute bullet. And his kick is good. He got every bit of that one as it's good from 56 yards out. They got the interception, but very little movement after, and that forces him to settle for 3. And it does feel like settling when that happens, doesn't it?
It certainly does, but we got to give a lot of credit where it's due, and that's to the defense because they ran onto the field. This is what we call sudden change, right? Interception, you got to go put out the fire, and they did, holding them to a field goal.
Now they'll run it on the taunts. And he got blown up on that play. Back at the 20. So a loss of 5, and it'll be 2nd down.
He continues to struggle to find a crease to break off a big one and might need to just put that aside and just try and ram his way forward and get what he can.
Darnold from the gun. And they'll bring him down at the 27-yard line. Give him 7 there on the tuck and run, and they're in better shape now for 3rd. Back now in the East Bay. It's been a very hotly contested game to this point. Just a field goal separating these two teams as we get set for the 4th quarter. Now, Bengals on 3rd down. They've had their troubles. Just 1 for 6. This is 3rd and 8.
Here we go now. 3-19. 3-19.
Back to throw, Darnold. It's a short one here, complete to the tight end. And he'll be brought down right at the 30 here. 2 yards is all they'll get on the completion. It's 4th down. One thing I think that's safe to say defensively, the tackling's been really good.
And because of that, it's been very, very hard for them to move the ball because you're not getting the benefits of run after catch. They're tackling them almost on the spot. That means you have to run extra plays, harder to move it.
And this is away. It's a high kick, and he got all of it. And this is going to hit the goal line and continue on into the end zone for a touchback. Now the Oakland offense heading back onto the field to take over. And fortunate to get points on the board last time. They had to hit a really long field goal to do so.
The kickers in today's game are so good and so skilled and hit from distances that we almost start to take them for granted, and we can't do that. That's a long field goal that they got 3 points out of. They've got to feel good about that, and they better make sure they love him up because he's helped them out.
Yeah, now we'll see if that offense can put 6 on the board here. We'll see. And he gets this one just shy of the 40, down at the 39. The drive starting play, a good one. Give him 19.
Well, Brandon, pace comes into play now because they've got the advantage. They've got the football, but they've got to be very careful about what speed they're going to play. You know, my music teacher back in New Paltz, Mrs. Bythema Bagley, used to say, don't go prestissimo when you really want to go largo. And what she meant by that is don't go too fast when you really want to go at a nice, slow, deliberate pace.
I am speechless. I am without speech. Running game working. They'll stick with it on first down. And he'll get this up past the 45 to the 47. A good run there on first down, and it'll leave them with a 2nd and 2. I'm guessing you'd say this is kind of the key here. Grind out some yardage, work on that clock, see if you can continue to tick it down.
Definitely. You want to bleed things out at this point, right? Continue to possess the football, gain some yardage, and put the onus on the defense. Do they have to use timeouts? What are they going to do to stop you? You're taking charge.
And on the ground they go with the running back. And he'll be brought down at the 48-yard line. And 5 yards on the play there as the drive will continue.
I know we're in the era of wide-open football, a lot of spread formations, more space. But there's still a spot for power football, and we just saw some of it right there. How about that run?
Yeah, breaking the tackle, and, you know, late in this game, he wants the football in his hands. He's had a good day. And they'll go on the ground. And across midfield he goes and into Bengal territory. 2 yards on the carry there. It'll be 2nd down. Offensively with the lead, you want to run the ball, keep the clock going, but you also want to still kind of be in attack mode too, right? So how do you do that and not come back on your heels?
Yeah, think about all the practices we've watched where they have that tempo period to go over things just like this, where they describe the scenario, tell you what they're looking for, and make sure that they're still attacking, yet at the same time not going so fast as to leave too much time on the clock.
On play action, they'll throw. Throwing for his running back, and he's got him complete. And he'll go down shy of the 40 at the 41. 5 yards on the pickup, and that'll make it 3rd down. Well, a clear running situation. Try to take time off the clock. You ran the previous play, set that play action up nicely.
Boy, did they ever, because they'd shown the ability to run the football. So now you lose your keys as a defense. You dive for the running play, and they hit them over the top.
As big of a play as we've had in this one so far. This is 3rd and 3. And they'll go with the ground attack here. And he'll take it inside the 40 to the 39-yard line. It's a pickup of 3, but it brings up what will be an interesting 4th and 1. This late in the game, Charles, I think you maybe seriously have to think about going for it.
Especially where they are in terms of field position, because this is almost like no man's land. Might hurt your punter because there might not be enough space, maybe too far for your field goal kicker. I'm like the old rule. Possession is 9/10 of the law. Possession is 9/10 of winning the game. Go for it. Get the first down. Close it out.
And they'll go ground game here with the tailback. And he's able to get the first before he's taken down at the 36. Just a gain of 3, but they'll certainly take it as they convert on 4th down. They don't need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning. Let's see if they do it anyway.
All right, here we go. 3-19. 3-19.
Time for a break. We'll come back, see what transpires after this. And not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10. try the ground game here with the running back. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be second down. Maybe just a slight detour on what's been a strong drive. Here's 2nd and 11.
Set! Green 39! Green 39! 36! Motion! Hey, check!
And they'll run it here. And able to push his way forward here for a good little gain. And now the Bengals are going to call another timeout as they'll talk it over here before what will be an important 3rd down. And on the ground they go with the running back. And he was able to shed the tackle, but the reserves come in for the stop. And play is stopped here. Timeout. It's the defense calling the timeout here, as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. And his kick here is good. And the lead stretches to 6 here. It's 13-7. So they get the 3, but you wonder now, is that going to be enough?
Excellent question, because when I look at the smiles on that side of the field, they're a little tight, aren't they? If they had scored a touchdown there, those would be big half-moon grins right now, because they'd feel a whole lot better about their position.
And a touchdown in the other direction, all of a sudden they're down. The Bengal offense now gets set to head back out onto the field. They're down here in a 1-score game, but the time, it's a factor, but it's not a huge factor right now, is it?
It's really not, because this amount of time gives them a chance to run their offense, to go through play sequences. And this is what they work on every week in practice, usually on a Friday. They go over this type of a situation, late game situation. What are we going to do when we have the opportunity? They've called these plays a bunch of times. Now's their chance to execute them.
Well, they have the opportunity now. Here's the execution. They'll look to throw. And he's got it. Got his man on the end route. Complete. Give him 9 there on the first down completion. Now the Bengals urging everybody to get back to the line of scrimmage.
Leopard! Leopard! All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56.
He's back to throw. Throw left side complete. That's Ross. But able to rip off a big chunk of yardage before being dropped inside the 40. That one goes for 24 yards. Back to throw. To the right side and complete to Njoku. And he gets it down a yard or 2 shy of the 30 before he's out of bounds. 7 yards, the pickup on the pitch and catch. Able to get 7 on that first down pass play. 2nd and 3. Back to throw. Toward the right sideline, but it's incomplete. Marshall, the intended receiver, and it's 3rd and short. So he's unable to complete it there, and just not the game that you would expect from him. He's been off the mark really start to finish.
Yeah, it makes you wonder what exactly is going on. Is he a little bit dinged up here, or is it just off just by a bit? Maybe he can get it back in this situation. He'll need to.
And the Bengals on 3rd down. It's been a problem. Just 1 for 7 thus far. Here it's 3rd and 3. He'll look to throw. He's going to let it fly. And, oh, a crusher there as it's intercepted. Read it well, and it's picked. And he returns it here to his own 18-yard line.
And that one? Oh, it's going to hurt big time. You're in the 2-minute drill trying to get your guys down the field, and it's looking like they're going to come up just short, as this is definitely not his best throw, and it'll wind up being intercepted.
The Raiders likely going to get out of this with a victory as they take a knee. And Charles, I think when the schedule comes out...